Use of filtered compost to make liquid compost. Finely screened compost is also used for making liquid manure to water your garden and spray on the plants. This is used as fertilizer and also for insect, pest and plant disease protection. Liquid compost contains plant nutrients and live beneficial microorganisms that live in the soil and on the plant surfaces. This is not a pesticide, it doesn't kill insects or plant disease, it helps prevent them from coming. In this class, we'll learn the procedure for making and using liquid compost. Objectives. At the end of this class, you'll be able to identify the ingredients that go into the making of liquid compost, identify the materials needed to make liquid compost, you'll be able to make the liquid compost. We're going to learn all about liquid compost, so let's get started. First, here are the ingredients required to make liquid compost. 3 1-litre mugs of finely screened compost. A small handful of whole grain flour, it could be ragi or barley or chickpea flour, maize, wheat flour, but not rice flour. 1 teaspoon of sugar or jaggery, 15 litres of water. Here are the materials required to make liquid compost. You will need a bucket, a mug with 1 litre capacity, a stirring stick, a teaspoon and a sieve or a cloth. Now here are the steps involved in making liquid compost. Step 1. Dissolve the sugar in water. Start by dissolving 1 teaspoon of sugar in water and keep it aside to dissolve completely. Step 2. Add the ingredients and mix. Take 3 1-litre mugs of fine compost in a bucket of 20 litres capacity. Next, fill the bucket with water, leaving 4 inches at the top so that you have enough space to stir the liquid compost. Approximately take 15 litres of water. Then add a small handful of whole grain flour, which could be ragi, barley, chickpea flour, maize or wheat flour, but not rice flour. Here we are using chickpea flour. Finally, add 1 teaspoon of dissolved sugar that you made earlier. Step 3. Stir and pour it back and forth from one bucket to another. Stir it vigorously for a minimum of 10 minutes. And then pour it back and forth from one bucket to another 5 times to adequately aerate the mixture. Step 4. Strain the liquid compost. Strain the liquid compost through a sieve or cloth right away, and then use immediately. This is very important. The liquid compost is now ready to be used. The liquid compost goes bad if not used immediately. Do not keep it for more than 1 hour. After straining the liquid compost, the remaining sediments can be either incorporated in the soil or mixed back into the compost pile. With that, we come to the end of this class. Let's recall what we have learnt. We now know that the finely screened compost can be used to make liquid compost. Let's review the steps involved in making liquid compost. Step 1. Dissolve sugar in water. Step 2. Add the ingredients and mix. Step 3. Stir and pour it back and forth from one bucket to another. And step 4. Strain the liquid compost. You have now learnt use of filtered compost to make liquid compost. Take our next class to learn about procedure of using the liquid compost